Gratitude and abundance, infinite vibes are to help raise your awareness. Let's take a collective deep breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale. Peace, family. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about grid working. Okay, now, a lot of people have been hitting me up, telling me that, hey, Infinite, if you can drop a video on grid working, some Grimoire magic, and so forth and so on, I would deeply appreciate that. So I'm about to get into it. Now, when it comes to grid working, there's a few things that you got to know. First of all, you have to understand the area and the location that you're going to be gridding. Okay. Now, it's very important to understand that, yes, even though you can use other tools, the most powerful aspect of grid working is actually you yourself, your vessel, your body, because you hold an electromagnetic current. Now, if you can cultivate enough chi and then step into a specific environment and walk around that environment, and specifically if it's like a building, right? Let's say you are about to have a business meeting and you want this business meeting to go well, or you're going to be meeting with a client, or whatever the case may be, right? You have something to do in this specific environment. You walking around that building 3 times, 6 times, or 9 times with a specific intention, right? And setting that intention and just circulating that building several times will create a grid. Okay, so when you step into that specific environment, you might find that everything is going according to plan, or however you want that to go according to for you. Basically, it's going to work in your favor because of the intentions that you set and because of the electromagnetic field that you set up in that environment. Now, you could take this a step further and utilize ancient Atlantean technology, which is crystals, crystallization, right? Now, you are a crystallized being in your own essence. However, you can keep your intent in specific environments by utilizing crystals. All right, so you can supercharge these crystals days, months, weeks, even years, however long you want it to be. And then you set that intention of that crystal and you place it in a specific environment. And that will also be a major tool that can help you in regards to gridding. All right. Now, think of it as like creating and setting up specific force fields or barriers or barricades in various environments, right? So that's one way you can do it. Note that a lot of ancient occultists, right, magicians, these wizards, these high-level occultists, right, these high-level magicians, they've permanently set specific crystals in various locations. And these crystals have the ability to alter frequency. Okay, so they might come in the shape or form of an obelisk. You might see cathedrals, just various types of buildings. All right, you have to understand that this goes deep into it because these buildings, at the top of them, they have these electroconductors. These are conduits pulling in ethereal energy into the environment, right? So let me paint this picture for you. When you step into a church building, right, what do they usually have at the top? They usually have a cross, right? Or they have some form of antenna at the top of that building. And then what do people go and do in that building? They usually sing, right? And it's usually a number of people going into a specific environment to sing, make merry, have fun, whatever it is that they got to do, pray, ask for forgiveness, all types of stuff, right? And so you go into these environments, right? And I'm only using the church because it's something that's very common, but this is an example of magic, occultism happening in your very lives on a daily basis that a lot of people are unaware of. But basically what they do is a lot of electromagnetic beings, conduits, come together into a specific environment, and then they send out specific energies and frequencies out into the collective through this building, all right, utilizing ethereal conductors. All right. Now, it's very powerful, and it's very important to know that you don't necessarily need to go into a building or a structure to do this. However, going into a specific environment with a group of people setting a specific intention is extremely powerful and can alter a lot of things that happen in this realm. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm speaking about this again is because a lot of people have been asking me about grid work technology, how to utilize it, how to do it, right? So there's various things you can do, and ultimately it really comes down to your intention, the intention that you want to set. right? And there's a lot of that goes into this, okay? Like I said, first you want to make sure that your chi is highly cultivated and charged. You are electrically charged. Now what that looks like is up to you. You know, whatever gets you into your highest optimal frequency, that's where you want to be, all right? Where your energy is spiked, okay? So whatever that looks like for you, go ahead and do it. You know, I would recommend some ways to do it myself. Like I said before, you could definitely do a lot of breath work, some qigong. Make sure that you know you've dieted, right, or you've basically eaten in an aware state, right, specifically for that ritual, for that intention that you are planning to do. Okay, so let's say you have a ceremony that you wanted to do. Let's say an eclipse, right? It just happened. Okay, so utilizing the satellite, which is another form of crystallized technology, which is in ethereal space, right? So this is why a lot of times when things happen in the world, it's usually during a very oculus, the moon is usually in a very interesting oculus state, okay? And so utilizing your intention, right? And then you can utilize these other technologies, rods, wands, right? Because that's all it is really. If you're going to go to a church building, you know, a number of you can get together, right? You can set specific intentions, gather together, and share a specific resonance, right? And then you can utilize this type of chi, this type of energy, energy to set an intention out into the environment, utilizing the architecture around you in specific locations. You know, mind you, there's so many ways to do this. It doesn't have to be one specific way. You could literally walk around an entire town. You know, you could ride a bike. You could drive around a location, right? And depending on what your intentions are, you can really alter the state of that environment. Okay, so that is how you can utilize grid work technology. Now, you can take this a step further and even, you know, figure out what ley lines you're stamping on or you're standing on. Okay, specific locations. Again, mind you, this entire realm has been gridded, okay, in various ways. There's so many different grids out there that, you know, you're more than welcome to step into and you have access to, and you can basically create a hijack. Okay, now a lot of you are going to hear a hijack and think, oh no, this is bad or this is wrong. Let me tell you something. You are being hijacked every single day, all right? They have frequencies being blasted, and it's affecting your condition, it's affecting your environment, it's affecting you, it's affecting the people that you love and everything, so forth and so on. So you have the ability and the power to hijack back, okay? This is called aura breaking. You have the ability and the capability to do that. Okay, I will talk about that into further detail in more videos, but these are basically the simple steps to grid work magic, okay? Choose your location, set your intention. How you set your intention is up to you. You can utilize Grimoire magic, right? You have a specific book that you utilize. You know, you write your rituals in, you write your spells in, you know, everything. You just keep an entire documentation of that, right? Where all your magic resides. It's a magical book. It's so powerful, you could even just carry it around with you, and, you know, just the fact that it's in your hand, right, can create an effect in the environment around you. Okay, so remember, this may sound like very simple, and it really is. Honestly, anybody can do this. But again, you want to proceed. You want to do this by proceeding with caution. Okay, you want to be very cautious when you're doing this. Okay, and for more than one reason. Okay, so what I just exposed, what I just said to you guys, is something that is extremely high level in the occult field that is happening every single day. All right, and so you can utilize this to, in a sense, fight back. Okay, and, you know, just to basically further paint a picture for you before I exit this video, imagine an arena, right? You have an arena, okay? You see this almost every day, right? Artists rent out arenas. You know, people go to arenas to watch games, okay? Now, notice the frequency of an arena, an environment like that, okay? Especially when there's an artist performing. Where is the energy centered at? To the person generating all that chi, okay? Now, it really depends on the type of person that's on the stage, right? Depending on their aura type, right? Remember, if you want to know about aura types, go check out my previous videos. But you have these people, right, stepping on the stage, and then you have thousands of people screaming their name, sending all that chi back to that person, right? It's creating currents. These ripple currents are rippling throughout the environment, and they're shooting back into that person, right? So imagine all the energy and the chi that's being collected from that person. That's why their currents are an extreme large amount, right? Now you have to ask yourself, who is putting these people on these stages in these environments, right, where they're pulling and siphoning energy from the people? All right, so those are the real magicians, not the ones on the screen. All right, the ones that you don't see, the ones behind the scenes, who are sending these people their daemons, all right, these energies that they summoned, that they've created to bring them wealth, abundance, and prosperity, and to entertain you, to keep you entertained, to keep you in the illusion via media, by hacking into your currents. And then what happens is they take all that energy, right? And then that daemon, it can come in many forms. A fairy, a dragon, a witch, a warlock. There's so many types of them. All right, you see them every day. Now they're not even hiding anymore. All right, like I know a lot of people were talking about. I was gonna make a video on this. Speaking about some of these other artists out there. But I'm gonna keep this very short and simple. Okay, because I've already said a lot, and I know this might go over some people's heads. But let's focus on the gridding, right? So high-level magicians, occultists, right? The people that you don't really see have these people, right, generating all this chi in these environments, pulling and siphoning all that energy back to them to bring them abundance and prosperity. Think about that, okay? Everything adds up. There's a reason why all these things align in the way that they do. It's in your face, and they have to do it in front of your face, and you have to accept it. And when you accept it, then the contract has been made. That's how this whole thing works. So the daemons, and again, remember, right? Just because they may be demons, dragons, whatever it is, right? Like, remember, these are the archetypes embodied within these beings that are here, all right, to create the illusion for you. So you're basically spending a lot of chi and a lot of energy. And mind you, I'm speaking about it because I've seen this firsthand. All right, I've got to witness these mid-level and low-level magicians do the work for these higher-level magicians. I've actually met the higher-level magicians. I've shaken hands with them. All right, so this is not a game. This is not a joke. You have the ability to do this. You have the ability to alter the state of the entire plane of existence. It's very simple. Now, a lot of times, what they do is they'll crystallize this information and then show it to you via the news, and they'll tell you, hey, this is what's going on. Everybody's going to start speaking about it. Who's right, who's wrong. It creates a divide. It creates this general pot. Everybody's energy is stirred up, right? The chi is stirred up, all the ethereal energy. And so instead of focusing on creative, expansive energy, what they have you focusing on is fear. Are these things that, are not necessarily, like, you have the ability to change this, is what I'm saying, right? If you have a group of people who get together with a collective thought and a collective idea and a frequency, right? And they were to either do this in a very ritualistic way and perform this appropriately, they can change the course of what's happening in the world today. Now, I know a lot of you are probably going to be like, wow, like this guy is on one, this guy is crazy, this guy is delusional. Whatever you say, believe that. I really don't care. I'm speaking firsthand what I've experienced, what I've done, okay? And I've also seen what other people have done in regards to this type of thing. So I know what's possible. Those who resonate with it, you know what's up, all right? You know what's up. You know what type of time it is. All right, so take into account everything that I've said. I know this was a lot of information. I hope this resonated with you. If it did, click the thumbs up button, click subscribe, book a consultation with me, join the Patreon. I look forward to connecting with y'all soon. I hope you have an abundant, prosperous, and peaceful day, evening, morning, wherever you're at. Peace.